So today in the Vintage Kitchen at Part of My Poppet, we are going to make a ribbon meatloaf. And since this is a mom blog, you'll very likely hear sounds of Poppet coming in and out from the background, but that's just what it is. So come with us on this journey, and hopefully at the end of the evening you will have a wonderful dinner for your family. As always, our recipes can be found in the What's for Supper Sunday section of partofmypoppet.com, and comments are always welcome and encouraged. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our first 3 slices of bread that we have cut up into pieces, or even just roughly ripped apart into pieces, and over that we're going to pour our milk. And then while you get the rest of the ingredients for the meat section of this ribbon meatloaf, because what this is going to be is a layer of meat and then a cheese section and then another layer of meat, we're just going to set this bread aside just to soak up all this milk. So now we're going to move on to the meat section, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this mixture right here, which I have just pre-mixed together all the spice ingredients. There is salt and pepper and dry mustard, sage, celery salt, garlic salt, and Worcestershire sauce in here. So all of this is just going to be poured into our meat mixture. And with that is going to be added our onion. We're also going to put an egg yolk in here. And we're going to use the egg white later. So I'm just going to separate that into another bowl. I always find the easiest way to do this is just with your hands catch the yolk. Okay. Excuse my noise. And then to this we're going to add our original bread mixture, which is now completely softened and ready to fall apart. So we're just going to add this in here as well. And then I just use my hands, but you could do this in a food processor, but all you're going to do is just mix this all together until it's nice and uniform. And when it is, we're just going to set this aside for our next step. So this is our meat mixture, and if you've pre-read your recipe, you've realized the mistake I've already made, which is I put my egg white into this meat mixture. Cooking's all about, you know, improvising, and if little mistakes are made along the way, just recovering from them. So what I did instead is I threw in the egg yolk as well, so now there's an entire egg in here, and I'm using a separate egg white for the cheese mixture. So the cheese mixture now is our leftover bread, and to this I'm just adding 4 ounces of grated cheese. And then I've got in this bowl here egg white that's been beaten with a little water, and these 3 are going to mix together. And again, I just do everything by hand, but feel free to do it however you would normally do it. And then this too just gets set aside. And then we are ready to assemble our meatloaf. So now we have our meat mixture and our cheese mixture ready to go. And assembly is simple. All you do is take a greased loaf pan. I just use a 9 by 5 inch. Excuse the look of my well-worn Pampered Chef pan. I love Pampered Chef. No, I don't sell it. I just love their stuff. So we're going to take half the meat mixture, and we're just going to press it into the bottom of the loaf pan. It's really as simple as that. Okay, and then we just follow that by taking all of the cheese mixture and spreading it out evenly over the top of the meat. And pressing it down a bit too. As much as you can. You can't really press this mixture down too much because the meat is a softer layer than the cheese. We just finish it off with the rest of our meat, which again I just spread out evenly before I press it down. If you find the meat sticking to your hands, you can always just dampen your hands a little bit first. But this mixture with the egg in it tends to not be too sticky. Okay, and that's it. That's as far as it goes out of the oven. Now it just gets popped into the oven, and we bake it for 1 hour at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So here we have the finished ribbon meatloaf, and as you can see, there's a nice layer of cheese in the middle there. If you use an orange cheddar, the flavor won't be quite as distinct as if you use the white old cheddar, but it will have a different look to it. The orange ribbon will stand out a little bit better. My favorite way to serve this is just with a light green salad. It's a perfect meal for midsummer. Takes, besides the cooking time, perhaps 10 minutes to throw together. So we hope you've enjoyed this video for the Vintage Kitchen from PardonMyPoppet.com, and head on over to PardonMyPoppet.com and check out our What's for Supper Sunday section to get this and other recipes.